There's a famous quote by a philosopher called David Thoreau. And he said this, he said, most men live lives of quiet desperation. And when we look at the world today, there are very few that have got everything together. And of course, we're bombarded constantly with the health, wealth and prosperity message from YouTubers, Instagrammers, influencers left, right and centre, because it's great to put that message out there. But the reality is that most men don't make it. Most men don't make it big. And in fact, most men do live lives of quiet desperation. That in itself is a tragedy. But then you compound that when you see those men who are living those lives of quiet desperation. And that doesn't mean that these men are constantly depressed and constantly sitting in their man caves, weeping into a pint of beer. That's not what it's about. People cover up that quiet desperation in all sorts of different ways. But the quiet desperation is compounded and accentuated by the media, by the expectation that if you're not a millionaire by the time you're 50, somehow you're a complete failure in life. That is what we got from the society and world that we live in. And that's compounded even further by the massive corporations, by big government, by everyone trying to stifle your freedom and stifle your voice, silence you, and as much as possible, have their knee on your neck. And what can we do about this? What can ordinary, run-of-the-mill men and women, because there's plenty of women live lives of quiet desperation as well. What can men and women do? Well, I think, and I believe what we can do is start standing up. If you're watching this video for the first time and you've never been on this channel, you'll see me talk about all the problems that are facing this country. Talk about the problems that make people angry and desperate and demoralised and almost at the level of giving up. So we know what the problems are. We know what's caused the problems. We know it's the globalists. We know it's these massive corporations. We know it's the fanatical religious extremists, and we know that it's the far left communists. They are the people that are causing the problems. We've said it time and time again. So what do? Well, we need to stand up. And you might think, well, I'm just one person. What can I do to make a difference? What we've got, when you look at our movement, and it's getting bigger all the time, it really is. It's getting bigger all the time. What we've got is an army of ordinary people. Not many of us are wealthy. Not many of us are super intelligent. Not many of us are powerful. But together, we are an army of ordinary people. And I've learned something. I've learned a lot in the last few months. A lot about myself, but also a lot about what our movement needs. And I'm going to say something, and you're going to say, Richard, what's happened to you? Have you become some sort of hippie? Are you some sort of weirdo now? Not at all. We can move things on most successfully in this country. We can move things on to victory in this country by being different to our enemies. You see, the globalists don't care about the individual person. The globalists don't care about you or me. In fact, they despise us. The religious fanatics, they want us to convert to their religion or die. And the communists, well, all you are is a cog in the machine. And the hyper rich, the Zuckerbergs and the Gateses and all the rest of them, all you are is a little pawn in their game. What we can do that's different, and this is really important, what we can do that is different is genuinely care for each other, genuinely love each other. Not in some weird slushy mushy way, but in a manly way, where we look out for each other. We have each other's backs. Even if you don't speak to each other month after month. But you know what? We've got each other's backs. And when I look at the people coming into this movement, I look at someone like Paul Thorpe, who I've been had the pleasure of doing a couple of videos with over the last couple of weeks. And I look at some of the other people coming in. Think about the bricklayer guy, think about Tommy himself. Of course, Tommy's been here forever, but the people coming into this movement who are not filled with massive egos and puffed up, but genuinely want to save the country and are using their platforms and using their time to facilitate saving the country. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to stand up. Ordinary people, just normal people, nothing special, not super clever, not super brave, but together we can make a massive difference and we can make change in this country. So it's time to really come together. You can say that you're coming together when really you hate the guy standing next to you or the girl standing next to you, whatever it is. But that's not being together. We've got to come together as a family of people that love this country, love the deep Christian values of this country, and love each other. And I'm going to talk a lot about this now. I'm going to talk a lot about what I call the law of love, because it can make a massive difference. And it can make a massive difference to those people, to those men and those women who are living lives of quiet desperation. And if you've been there and you've been in the lowest part of your life, well, we need to be the people that help you out of that situation by standing with you, by celebrating our country together and bringing back real community to the United Kingdom. Not this fake stuff that government tries to make. Not these terrible groups of people that band together to plot evil schemes and evil things, but genuine community that are interested in rebuilding Britain and rebuilding the nation that was great. The nation that stood after the Second World War, outside Buckingham Palace, millions of people together, patriotic and celebrating a great victory over evil. And what we need in this country is a great victory over evil, because there is deep evil in this country, deep evil that is trying to drag our nation into places that nobody with any sense would want to go. So let's stand together. Let's look out for each other. Let's get to London on the 1st of June. And let's start to make this country right. Let's start to make this country great again. Let's start to make Britain great and make the United Kingdom united. That's what it's all about. See you on the 1st of June.